Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we have a bunch of pilots that are currently fatigued. However, I feel like we should probably head into the hiring hall here and hire a couple more. I feel like we just need a few more than what we've got right now. So we'll hire this guy, nice and cheap, and we will hire this guy as well, nice and cheap. Fantastic. The question is, do we want to hire this guy? You can only pilot vehicles. But I think that's okay. We'll go ahead and hire him. Fantastic. So let's see if any of those have any training to do. Adrenaline indeed does, so that'll be fine. Maki does not. Bearclaw, of course, does. There we go. Now, both of these are mechs and vehicles, so that is fine. So we now have a third vehicle-only pilot, which I am glad to see. Perfect. Now, as far as our mech bay goes, we do have multiple mechs being worked on here. We should take forward at least one day. That finishes the assassin and the hunchback. Perfect. Now the question is, should we just go ahead and deploy here? Maybe. There's a 2-skull mission here. VTOL assets on site. Okay, but this is a defend-based mission. That may or may not go well, but this is a double salvage bump. It's against Comstar, so it's probably going to go poorly. That said, I'm okay with it. Okay, we'll not have the harasser there. This is Lance 3 here, which I believe is... Yeah, this is vehicles only here. So the harasser and the J. Edgar will go into here. Excellent. And we are going to be bringing Scrub in the J. Edgar, since that's what he's good at. And we're going to be bringing Woody in the harasser. Woody is kind of going to be our substitute vehicle pilot for now. Okay, I would like to bring... Honestly, we could bring every single mech that we have. That's the thing we could do. We could put the Hunchback here. We could put the Raven and the Panther over here. For a total of 8 units. That is something we could do. We would need mech warriors for all of those, though. Now, Adrenaline is, of course, new. And I'm just going to slot him into the Hunchy for now. Maki is our assassin pilot. That's fine. Bearclaw is also new. We're going to decide what to do with him a little bit later. El Duce is the Raven pilot, and that is perfectly fine. And Falcon is, of course, the Panther pilot. So that means that we have Sideshow and Bearclaw, both of whom are new. Okay, -1 recoil for Bearclaw, so the Blackjack is probably a good fit for him. And... Okay, also ex-military for Sideshow. Sideshow has been in the Blackjack and the Assassin before, so I'm actually going to move Bearclaw into the Javelin here, and we'll have Sideshow in the Blackjack, just for affinity purposes. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm expecting either marginal or poorly. That said, it's in Badlands, not City, so it'll be a little bit open, at least in comparison. But we'll see how much the game decides to screw us this time with our deployments. Should be interesting. We're against Comstar, so this could be anywhere from like 3 units on the super, super low end, which I don't think we're going to get, all the way up to potentially like 24 enemy units. We'll see if we get any turrets on our side. The VTOL assets may or may not be on our side. But we need to defend the Davian maintenance base. Our VTOL factory on Bell is under threat because of rumors that we are discovering, or rather developing, a new military airframe. This gossip has reached certain parties who may send spies and saboteurs. We've arranged for a garrison force to be moved into place, but we need mercenaries to protect the factory until our forces arrive. There are no static weapon emplacements, okay, and I couldn't pin their negotiator down on whether any of the VTOL assets on site are going to be of any use. Well, that's useful. Thanks for the complete lack of intel, Darius. Well, I suppose we know there's no turrets. Darius? You said there were no turrets. Why do we have an evac zone? Or rather, an escort zone. We do have allies. Okay. Patrol of friendlies coming in. This is the escort zone here. Honestly, I think we're just going to deploy, like, over here. Or perhaps, like, maybe right over here where it's nice and open? Sure. So Darius's intel is, as usual, completely useless.
Time to get paid.
Excellent.
This looks like a nice place to settle down. Raise some kids.
That's
Okay, here we go.
a lot. So there's a lot of helicopters around. Are these friendly helicopters? They're not Davian insignia.
Good to go.
They are friendly. Okay, so the Op-4 is up here. This is, of course, a Comstar grouping. We've got a Warrior, we've got a Thorn, a Scorpion, a Javelin, and a second Thorn. I'm just going to reserve. That Thorn moves up. Fires on the Trebuchet. It's not going to do anything. But honestly, with the number of VTOLs we've got here, the fact that we apparently may or may not have turrets. Oh, this is covering the returning patrol. I see. This is not turrets. Gotcha.
I'm here.
Well, Darius is still usually wrong. I'd love to get our Panther up somewhere a little bit more useful. This is not that spot. But I guess we'll position here.
Roger that.
And we can just pot shot at the Warrior, but it's certainly not going to do anything. Indeed not. Okay. Well, all these helicopters probably means it's going to take some time for these missions to go through. Some damage down on that Thorn. We'll take that. Comstar Javelin moves up, but does nothing. Thorn moves up and does nothing. Stinger moves up and does nothing. Okay, so these guys are actually currently neutral, presumably until they reach the escort zone. Gotcha.
Let's do this.
The assassin should definitely sprint forward as much as it can here. And we may as well potshot this Stinger. We're probably not going to hit, but...
No joy.
Nope. Okay, sounds good. Okay, our employer's VTOL assets are preparing to engage the enemy because apparently we just needed a vehicle to reach here, which it instantly did. That's fine.
I hear ya.
Okay, our Blackjack can position a little bit less well here. I'm actually going to reserve and allow this guy to move. Okay. VTOL doing some damage there. We'll take that. The Warrior has already moved. Right.
Ready for order.
Okay, the Raven's going to move up over this way.
Moving out.
And we're going to see what we can do to potentially narc this Warrior. No, we can't narc it. Okay, hit odds are 15% on basically everybody, 20% on the Thorn, but 56% on the Warrior. And so we will hit the Warrior.
From position.
Okay, we'll miss the Warrior. Fair enough. Sounds good.
What's up, boss?
The Harasser is going to try to close in up this direction as much as it can. But this turn, it's not really going to do much. What else do we have here?
Receiving you.
The Javelin is going to move up. And I would love the Javelin to also fire at the Warrior. This is standard LRMs. Are we better off with Artemis 4? Yes, we are. That's a fair amount of hits there. Firing on the Comstar Javelin, doing some damage. We'll take it. Venator firing on the Warrior and killing it. That's what we like to see right there. Fantastic.
Yes, Commander.
We're going to move up with the J. Edgar, and the J. Edgar is going to be approaching on this same flank.
Let's move.
Our hovercraft are moving in to engage this Scorpion. Trebuchet doing some real damage to that Thorn. I like it.
Ready.
Okay, the Hunchy... I don't think the Hunchy can really get anywhere or do anything this round. Yeah, it really can't.
Roger.
We're just going to move up to here and call that good. Hunter also firing on that thorn, potentially killing it here. Yup, there's an engine destruction. That is very convenient.
What can I do for you?
The Blackjack is going to step up over here. Now, the only thing it can do is fire its Ultra ACs at the Scorpion, which I'm actually not interested in it doing. As they're moving up a little bit, but Comstar, what are they going to do here? They're going to move their Scorpion down towards their mechs.
Yep.
Okay. Well, the Raven will close in over this way. And 20% on that Stinger. What's the odds on this Scorpion? 13? Okay. Not necessarily ideal. I think we're going to go for the Stinger. We have FTL ammo, but we don't have any other type. Okay. Absolutely no hits. I'm not too shocked by that.
Hit.
Sprint moves up. Puts down some decent mine coverage. Okay. I generally find mines more annoying than helpful when trying to maneuver around, but
How's it going?
I mean, it could have been worse. They could have dropped the mines here. We're going to sprint up with the Assassin.
Roger.
This is side arc on that Stinger, and we're going to fire on it.
Copy that.
Ooh, we missed both SRMs. Sad. Martin moves up but does nothing. Okay. And the Javelin is walking through the minefield into those minerals. Fires on the Assassin, does hit with a medium laser. That's not too big of a deal.
I live to serve.
Excellent. The Panther could theoretically jump up here,
Jumping.
and that's not going to do any wonders for its hit odds, but we're still going to go for this Stinger.
Engaging target.
Okay, fair enough. I think we may have cleared out the mines in the vicinity. Not helpful. Yep, not helpful. That's okay. The J. Edgar is going to close in up over to here. And we're now in behind the Scorpion and the Javelin. We're going to go for the Scorpion here.
Firing.
That's some pretty heavy damage to the rear arc of that Scorpion. And that's a lot of nothing to that Thorn. Wonderful. The Stinger is also backing off into the mineral field. Makes sense. I would probably do something similar.
Yes, boss.
The Javelin is... Honestly, I would love to get the Javelin up to where the Panther is, but I don't think that that's actually all that useful. We're just going to continue closing in over here. Probably fire on the Thorn. Are we better off with standard missiles? No, we're not, but I'd rather fire standard missiles than Artemis missiles. Considering they have the exact same odds in this situation. Valkyrie is moving up, firing on the Comstar Javelin. Getting a little bit of armor damage in there, too. That's okay. That was pretty ineffective on our J. Edgar. We'll see where the Scorpion decides to ace pilot to. Ideal. That is perfect for us. The only thing that I don't like about that positioning is, of course, the fact that it's in that mineral field. Now, what I don't like about this is the chance that we might stray shot the Raven. Hopefully we don't. Okay, that was some good damage there, and we did not stray shot the Raven. It was a bit of a risk. That's a lot. Good job, Trebuchet. That Trebuchet is actually doing work here. I like it. Venator backs off, fires on the Thorn, does nothing. Sounds good. Swiftwind moves up. Hunter firing on the Javelin does very little. Sounds good. We are going to move our Harasser in over to this position. straight in behind their Scorpion. Okay, light him up.
All weapons are go.
Oh, that was the AoE ammo. It ended up being okay, but I didn't actually mean to use the AoE ammo there. Well, that's fine.
Receiving you.
We're gonna move up with the Hunchy here.
Confirmed.
And this is definitely going to be a pot shot at this range. Hopefully we don't stray shot our guys. They're behind LOS, so I don't think we can. And we didn't get any hits there, but I'm not shocked.
Failed to connect.
Okay, the Hetzer moves up. That's a lot of autocannon shots at that Javelin with Inferno rounds. Okay. How's the Javelin doing on heat? Also, I believe this is additional enemies spawning. Maybe? Well, they didn't spawn right on the base, so that's convenient. Okay, the Sprint headed back over this way, and maybe trying to scout for us? Javelin jumping partway down that cliff and firing on the Swiftwind, completely pointlessly. There's no point to doing that. None. The Raven is going to close in over here, although I would like to get perhaps a little further than that. This position.
Move order.
This is what we're going for. Hit that Javelin. Good job. Javelin got narked, and it's going to die pretty quickly. It also got sensor locked. Okay, that was a miss.
I'm receiving you.
Panther's just going to sit where it is and fire on the Javelin. That's a leg destruction. Honestly, I feel like our allies will kill that Javelin at this point. So we should probably focus on everything else. Who's next? The assassin? Can you get in here for kick, or is that only charge? That's only charge. Okay. Get into side arc then. And light up that thorn. This is its strong side, but it's not anymore.
Think I hit something good.
Excellent. Valkyrie jumps, fires on the Javelin, as expected. Does a little damage there. It's the Trebuchet that's going to finish it off, though, in all honesty. Thorn moves up. Fires on the assassin with a small laser. We don't care.
Reporting minimal damage.
Completely irrelevant. The Javelin is going to step up over this way. Now this guy is currently narked. That said, we could fire Artemis 4 ammo here. 40% hit odds on the Scorpion. Are we hitting the exposed arc on this Thorn? I don't actually know which one is exposed. I think we're going to go for... the Javelin here. Slightly better hit odds with Standard as opposed to Artemis.
Taking the shot.
Okay, that's a panic. Hetzer firing on the Javelin. Additional heat, hand destruction. It's not dead or ejected yet. I'm actually shocked. The J. Edgar is going to move in over here. Yeah, it'll, I think, take some heat damage. No, it didn't take heat damage. Light up that Scorpion's rear arc. There's not much left there.
Roger.
And there it goes. Fantastic.
One more for the trash heap.
Okay, the allies should finish off that Javelin. Here goes the Trebuchet. Yeah, it's dead. Fantastic. So all that's left now in the Comstar Vanguard is this Thorn. And the question is there going to be anything other than the Vanguard? I was fully expecting at least a second Lance to come in, but this is technically rear arc with the Blackjack here. Now the hit odds aren't the best, and we may stray shot. Maybe. We do have a jam.
Roger, Commander. I've got the shot.
That was a solid hit, though. More damage to the Thorn.
Waiting for orders.
And at this point, we can get the Harasser in behind it, theoretically, I think. Apparently, the Harasser can only get to here. This is technically rear arc. That said, this isn't going to do very much damage, even if we switch off of AoE ammo. This is still not going to do very much damage, because you have to get in close with flamers. I think this is enough, though. This is 17 damage. That wasn't CT.
Here comes the show.
Okay, well, we got a little bit into its rear arc anyway. Ooh, that was a solid hit. And that was a kill. Fantastic. So now the question is, where are the enemies?
Ready for orders.
We're going to bring the Hunchy over this way and just brace.
Heads up, Commander. You've got
Okay, here they are.
contact
Perfect.
inbound.
Up here? Fine.
Hit him hard.
Up on this ridge. What do we got? Well, as soon as the game is done lagging, we'll figure it out. We've got a Vulcan, a Locust, an Oscout, we've got a Firefly, a Skulker, and a Sprint. That should honestly be pretty manageable. How are those hovercraft planning to get down here? They'll have to go all the way around to here. Unless they want to just park in this mineral field, which they might.
Aye, aye.
We're going to reserve.
Holding for the right opportunity.
There's quite a lot of range. Our back is to them, which I'm a little concerned about, but I want that Oscout to move first. It fired on the Hetzer and did nothing. I'm fine with this. It did move into that mineral field, which of course is to be expected. Oh! 2 lances. Okay. Dervish, Hunchy, Hunter, Kandiru, Wolverine, and Blackjack. So this is a medium lance here. This is a light lance. We would be okay, except we can only afford to lose 1 building in the VTOL facility. Now, so far we haven't taken any damage there. But we're going to have to play this very carefully. Like, incredibly carefully. Because there are 12 enemy units here. And they're coming from different directions.
Standing by.
So I'm going to turn around the Panther. And we're going to position here. I want to take down that Sprint. We're going to not fire the SRM-4.
Got it, Commander.
Okay, good.
You shouldn't have come here.
There's 1/12 down.
Commander, I'm reporting a slow roasting pilot here. Thank
Indeed. The Raven is going to move up over
you.
here.
Copy that.
And the question is, which of these can we work on? The answer is we're probably best off working on the Oscout. Yeah.
Confirmed.
The Narc missed, as did every missile. Fine. That's all well and good. Who is next up?
Waiting for
The Assassin. The Assassin is definitely going to respawn to these guys over here, but they haven't moved yet, so the Assassin is going to be reserved. Okay, that's the Dervish moving, firing on our Javelin, doing a little bit of damage there. That's fine. I'm not too concerned about that.
I hear
Next
ya.
up is our Blackjack. Our Blackjack is going to respawn to these guys for now. 21.7. I would love to one-shot this Vulcan, but that's not going to happen. It could theoretically happen, but it's incredibly unlikely. I think we're going to fire on the Oscout. Our Ultra AC-5 is still jammed. Okay, we did get a hit on the Oscout there. That was decent. Their Blackjack moves up. Fires on that Swift Wind. Okay. The Vulcan is going to do a whole lot of nothing. The Locust is also going to do a whole lot of nothing. Swiftwind moving over to scout the medium lance. That is fine. The Kandiru firing on the Javelin, which is starting to take quite a bit of damage, but we have a plan for that. In theory, anyway. Valkyrie firing on the Skulker, doing nothing. I'm not surprised. Probably should have fired on the Oscout. We only have to hold out for 7 more rounds. Only. Okay, where are these VTOLs going to go? Venator engaging the medium lance. That's completely fine. Okay. The Javelin is going to make its way over this direction.
Roger that.
And we are going to fire on possibly the Oscout. Our hit odds are slightly better on the Oscout, yeah. How about Artemis? If we're running Artemis, how are we looking? Definitely best on the Oscout. Okay, light him up. Some armor reduction there. We'll take it. Okay, the Hunter is engaging the medium lance, looks like. Little bit of damage on that Dervish.
Standing by.
The Assassin is 100% moving over to the medium lance.
Hitting out.
I would like to hit that Kandiru. Actually, yeah, those are the best hit odds, I think, that we're going to get here anyway.
Roger that. Target confirmed.
Good damage focus there. Hunter is also firing on the Dervish. It's getting a little bit of damage in. That's fine.
Ready to get it on.
The J. Edgar is going to cruise over this way just as quick as it can
I copy.
with its 8 evasive pips. And hopefully set these woods on fire. Excellent. It's exactly what we were looking for there.
On.
Trebuchet is going to engage the Dervish. That is a good target for it to hit. Especially considering that's a structure exposure on that Dervish. That's a Hunchback 1G. I don't think it hit any of the important buildings there. Continuing to take armor off of that Dervish. Firefly moves up. Fires on the Hetzer. That's a lot of pulse lasers, but we don't care.
Commander?
Our Harasser is also going to make its way over this way. Now, it can't quite keep up with the J. Edgar, but it can still position over this direction. Excellent. We're firing on the Hunter. That's preferable. I prefer them firing on our allied units over us and over these buildings. AMS working on the Panther there. Nice. Well, what else do they have? The Skulker moving up over there, but doing nothing. That's fine.
Leaving you.
The Hunchy is going to continue to move over this way and engage the medium lance. Now, I would like to fire on the Dervish, but the Dervish is actually out of range. The Kandiru we could fire at, and maybe we can stray shot the Dervish. We'll give it a go.
Engaging with target.
That's a negative. Okay,
Target missed.
completely fine. The Hetzer moves up, doesn't do anything though. Hunter moves up, fires on a building, does a little damage to it. It's a small military building. That wasn't too bad.
Standing by.
Okay, the Raven is going to close in over here. And I would love to narc that Oscout. However, our narc odds are far better on this Firefly. Phase 14 mover. Let's give that a go. I suppose we could hot load the LRM-15, but I'm not willing to risk that.
Locking. Gotcha.
Okay. Well, that was far more effective than I was expecting. I'm kind of lost for words on that one.
Take your command.
We'll take it. I think the Panther has to sink heat this round.
Racing for impact.
I'm not a big fan of it, but... Okay, hitting the Kandiru, but totally missing. Attempting to hit the Kandiru, I suppose. What's next, allies? We've got a lot of enemies to take out still. We're making a good clip on it. We've got good numbers defending against this push. This one is slightly less, but this is also the less threatening push. We're just waiting on a VTOL movement, I think. Or, yeah, a sprint movement. That is a VTOL. Phase 19 enemy is probably up over here. Yeah, that's an Scout. Firing on the Blackjack. Not really doing anything, though. Completely missing. And... it just didn't move. The camera went a little bonkers, though. Ooh, ammo explosion on that Dervish. We're getting lucky on those. Okay. Which way should the camera be facing? This way. Fantastic.
Yes, boss.
I'm a little bit concerned about this Hunchback. It's running dual ballistic weapons. One thing we could do is we could position in the mineral field. Like this.
Consider me there.
And then I'm going to Vigilance the Assassin here. And just checking hit odds here. 51% on the Kandiru. This is the front arc. What do we suppose our odds of actually killing it are? I think moderate. So we'll go for that. Okay, not if we don't hit the SRMs. Sure.
What
Sure.
can I do for ya?
Okay, the Blackjack is going to move into these woods for cover. Unfortunately, our Ultra ACs have switched in terms of what is available. Rather than having both available. We'll fire on the Scout. Probably not going to get too much done here.
Tell me what to shoot.
Or a structure exposure. That works. Firing on their Wolverine. Getting a fair number of missiles in there, too. I like that. Locust is starting to make its way around here. It's going to have to come back, though.
Waiting for
So that's
order.
okay. The Javelin is going to move up over here. I would love to continue hitting this Scout, ideally in this torso. Our hit odds are about the same with Standard versus Artemis 4. We have more Standard missiles left. I'm going to fire Standard
Firing
here.
full complement on enemy.
A little bit of internal damage there.
Score the critical hit.
Yes, its CT is open. Okay.
Got something you want done?
Yep, the J. Edgar, absolutely there's something I want you to do. I want you to come all the way around over here. And, let's see here. Hunter is a mech, of course. The Kandiru is facing that direction. We could position here. We have 7 evasive pips, so hopefully the J. Edgar doesn't get one shot. Actually, the J. Edgar can't get one shot unless both of the Hunchback's weapons hit in the same location. And we will, I think, potentially go for the Hunter here. Of course, the Hunchback has very light rear armor. That's a heavy and medium rifle. Yeah, go for the Hunchy. Miss everything. Okay, that works. Not exactly, but it kind of works.
Need something, Chief?
Okay, let's go ahead and close in with the Harasser. The best we can do right now is here.
I copy.
And we're going to go ahead and hit this Wolverine side arc. It does have an energy weapon.
Firm.
Okay, we hit 2 of those. Not too bad. They're firing on the hunter, doing a little bit of frontal damage there. Sure. Well, what is your movement here, Mr. Venator? Because I'm interested in the next phase here. Okay, firing on the hunter there, and actually a structure exposure on the hunchy, of all things. They're trying to fire on the blackjack. They failed. That's fantastic. Okay, allies, what else do you have? The Swiftwind is going to move up and get some searchlight on. Sure. Firing on the hunter, but missing everything. At that range, I'm not surprised. Here's what we're looking for. Trebuchet on the hunter. Structure exposure. Okay. The Wolverine moves up and fires on the hunter, but gets nothing done. Literally nothing. That is pretty big for us, actually. The Hunchy is going to continue its inexorable advance. I would love to fire on either of these, but I feel like we are forced to fire on the Wolverine here just by hit odds.
Got it.
And that was really good. That was really solid. These guys are kind of crumbling. Hunter firing on the Wolverine. Getting an AC5 crit. That's nice. Vulcan moving up, but not firing. Blackjack moving up. Firing on the Hetzer and missing. That's irrelevant. Even if it had hit, I would not have cared. In the slightest. Hunchback pulling back a bit, firing on that hunter, missing. Again, irrelevant. Even if it had hit, I would not have cared. Hunter moves up. Okay, a little bit of damage on the hunter there. Go for it. Got a mag shot or something in there. Yeah, something. We don't know exactly what. The Candiru firing on the J. Edgar. It did a little damage, but we have 7 evasive pips. Good luck. Okay, allied turn. Who moves next? The Swiftwind, perhaps? It's phase 23. I'm not sure who of our allies is phase 23 other than maybe the Swiftwind. Well, what do we got? I mean, our Raven is phase 22. Pretty early on in the turn. Okay, that's a sprint. Fine.
Yes, Commander.
We're gonna move the... Are we gonna move the Raven? Or are we gonna leave the Raven exactly where it is? I actually do want to move the Raven a little bit, I think. I would love to have non-obstructed LOS. Like this.
On my way.
This is kind of ideal. Let's see if we can narc him. Or outright kill him.
Engage.
Okay, no narc there. No kill either. Sure.
No luck.
I don't really mind.
Orders?
The Panther very well could kill this Oscout.
Target acquired.
Oof. The zoom in for the single SRM hit.
Commander.
Disgusting. We're going to get in on this Wolverine. And... yeah, we're going to get into the rear arc. Kick him in that rear arc. Our rear arc is protected here. This is a good position. Boop. That's a lot of damage going into the rear arc of this Wolverine. Yeah, that's a whole lot of damage.
Target's taken a critical hit.
Okay. He's now slightly upset. As well he should be. Phase 20. That's the Oscout. Fires on the Blackjack. Does literally nothing. Excellent. So far, so good.
Waiting for orders.
Our Blackjack is going to return fire. Wait, we don't have LOS on the Oscout, but it had LOS on us? Awkward. Okay, I guess we'll just position over here. I don't really like this position,
Uh-huh.
but it'll do. Just wondering what our hit odds over there were. I guess we'll fire on the Skulker. Once again, I don't really like it. That's a hit. We'll take it. Swiftwind moving around in their backline.
Good to go.
Our J. Edgar is going to be doing something very similar. Although, I'm going to move the J. Edgar over to... I was hoping to not be in side arc. But apparently, all of those are side arc. Okay. In that case, we're simply going to move the J. Edgar probably somewhere like... No, I think we're still going to move down over here. Yeah, it's side arc. I don't think there's too much we can do about it, because we got to keep those evasive pips rolling. Maybe we manage to take out this arm.
All weapons are go.
Well, we did 1 internal damage anyway. Okay, the Valkyrie moves up, but does not fire. The Martin fires on the Wolverine, but doesn't hit. Locust is coming down that hill. Here's the Trebuchet. There we go. Engine destruction. I like it. Okay, so there's that guy down. This is going to be a lot of salvage from this that we're not going to be able to get. They're firing on the Swiftwind, doing more damage to their own friends.
Good to go.
The Harasser is going to move up straight into the point-blank rear arc of this Hunchy.
Consider me there.
Right here. Light him up on standard ammo.
Acknowledge.
Okay. That wasn't great, but it'll do. Hunter firing on their Hunter. Doing a little bit of armor damage there. Ooh, that was a solid hit. Definitely take that. Okay. Some damage coming in on that Hetzer. We don't care. Completely irrelevant. What else do our allies have? Anything? Okay, the Venator firing on the Hunter but missing. Okay. That's fine. Their Hunter is not going to fire. Their Vulcan also not going to fire.
Ready for orders.
Our Hunchy will close in over here. This is a nice cluster of enemies to be shooting at. Given the options here, the Kandiru is technically the best option.
Attacking from position.
A little bit of damage there. The Hunchy would like to be in closer, though. Some damage trying to go in on their Blackjack, but it actually hit the Kandiru. I'm okay with it, though. The armor on that thing's starting to get pretty weak. And now that the Harasser is in their backline... Okay, attempting to hit the Blackjack, but failing. I honestly expected them to hit the Blackjack over there. That position was a little suspect. The Javelin... What is this arc? This is side arc. This is weak side arc. With good Artemis 4 odds, we take these. And that is 1 dead Oscout. Fantastic.
Target eliminated.
Okay, who's moving phase 10? That's the Hunchy. Firing on the Hunter, we don't care. Completely irrelevant.
What do you need?
The Raven is going to close in a little bit up here. I would absolutely love to drop a narc onto this Skulker.
Locked on target.
We failed, but we still did quite a lot of front arc damage there. We'll take that. Yeah, that's okay. Who's calculating now that the game has frozen? Nobody. Actually, it's probably their sprint. Yeah, this is their sprint. Do I have any weapons left? No, just bomb mines, and it's out of mines. Not very useful. But that's okay. This is becoming quite an extensive episode, but that happens occasionally. Kind of knew that that was going to happen the moment we saw 2 lances drop in. The sprint did nothing of note. Okay. We're going to fire on the Skulker. This could very easily kill the Skulker. It's very close to killing it. Very close to killing it.
Good to go.
The Assassin moves next. Jumping isn't useful. However, we can sprint up to here. And we could go for the Hunter here. And I think that's actually a really solid target. The Hunter has center torso, an internal combustion engine, and a mech. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, this Hunter's probably dead here.
Firing all weapons.
For some reason, I thought we were front arc, but we were side arc. Regardless, it ejected. We'll take it. Martin firing on the Kandiru. Sure. Valkyrie moves up. Also fires on the Kandiru. That thing is taking a lot of damage. The enemy Locust is closing in. And let's see. The Javelin is probably going to fire absolutely on the Skulker. This will probably kill the Skulker. This is our final round of Artemis 4, though, and I think our hit odds are good enough with standard ammo that we're going to fire some standard for right now. Yeah, perfect.
One for the scrap heap.
Okay. So what else do we have to deal with in their medium lance? The Kandiru has definitely taken a front arc beating. Their Vulcan is still running around back there. That's to be expected. Who do we move next?
Ready for orders.
We move the J. Edgar. I rather like this position, actually.
Affirmative.
We light up this guy right in that weak side. And we only hit with 1. Okay. Trebuchet moves up, probably finishes the Kandiru here, though. Not quite. It's still kicking. And that was a bad shot. That was a really bad shot. Okay.
Standing by.
Well, our Hunchy can close in a little bit now. We could hit their Hunchy and nothing else. And I think we'll go for it, but I'm not going to bother firing these 3 mediums.
Confirmed.
And we'll only fire the 4 mediums for now. Just because the hit odds are low and our heat is kind of high.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Okay, the Blackjack is ready to engage over this way. All we've got over here now is the Vulcan and the Locust. And honestly, I'm not even going to engage the Locust. I'm just going to entrench there. I was hoping the AC-5 would unjam. It did not. At the very least, we can let the recoil go down. Okay, Venator, what you got? Firing on the Kandiru, getting nothing done. Okay. Kandiru positioned very strangely indeed. Okay, we'll take that. Doing a little damage to the Blackjack, not too much. Those Inferno rounds, so those will be helpful. And they're just chipping away at its armor a little bit. Hunchy backs off. Fires on the Martin, irrelevant to us. It's starting to look like we're even going to get a bonus here.
Receiving you.
Now, the Harasser, I want to get over to the right side of the Kandiru, which is actually over here. Let's position... Actually, this is the Harasser. Let's get the Harasser over in behind the Blackjack. That's only 2 evasive pips. And let's switch over to AoE ammo. And fire on the Kandiru.
Now let's see how you handle this.
The idea there was to just get some damage into that right side, guaranteed. as well as heat up all of these lads. The Blackjack is going to fire on the Hunter. Irrelevant. We really don't care. This one is definitely stretching on, but we are getting very close to the end. If you've stuck with me this long, I applaud your patience. Phase 25, we are, of course, waiting on this sprint. Where are you going to go, buddy? You can't do anything, so you're just a waste of time. Well, what you got? Anything? Okay, moved up over there. Sure.
Orders.
Okay, the Raven is also going to start moving over this direction. I wouldn't mind narking this Locust, but I think I'm not going to bother firing the LRMs, considering we've only got one round left.
I'm on it.
I'd like to make sure he was narked first.
I missed.
Indeed you did.
Waiting for orders.
The Panther could pot-shot the rear arc of this Vulcan. Our hit odds are better on the Locust, though. Or we could just sink heat, and I think that's what we're going to do, and we're going to allow them to close in a little bit over here.
Let's do this.
The Assassin, on the other hand, is absolutely going aggressive here. I want you to come on in over this way.
Acknowledge.
I should have melee'd. Oh well. We're going to hit the Kandiru, and it is going to die.
Got it.
There we go.
One
So all they've got left over here is the Hunchy and the Blackjack, right? The Blackjack won't last too much longer. Well, the Blackjack will last a while, actually. It's still pretty fresh. The Hunchy, on the other hand, it's looking not so great in this rear arc. Now, I'm not sure what exactly it's got engine-wise. But that Locust is getting downright ambitious. Swiftwind just kind of walking around. Trebuchet firing on the Hunchy. It's definitely really hot, though, that Trebuchet. It should probably take a round to cool off. Or it'll shut down, maybe.
Let's do this.
Okay, the Javelin is going to step forward a little bit here. I think we're probably going to cool down with the Javelin. Yeah, these hit odds are pretty garbage. Firing on the Hunchy and not getting anything done.
Receiving you.
Sure. Our Hunchy will, of course, close in a little.
Got it.
And I'd love to continue hitting this Hunchy. This time, we can Alpha. Some armor damage there. Not too much.
How's it going?
And the Harasser can simply move in behind the Hunchy.
Confirmed.
And this time, we want to fire our Flamers. And apparently we don't have other types of ammo. I happen to know that we have AoE and Standard. Okay, well we're just going to fire our Standard at this guy because that seems to be what's selected. That was a lot into his rear arc. And his heat, not looking so great. The Valkyrie also firing on the Hunchy there. Taking out its hip. Sure. Vulcan moving down the hill.
What's up, boss?
The J. Edgar is going to join in on the Hunchy fun.
I get you. On the move.
Light him up.
Acknowledged.
Oh, overheated him? Caused his ammo to explode. I like it. Just the Blackjack left over here, and the Blackjack will not last the rest of the turns. So that's great. Firing on the Hunter, they've kind of given up on attacking the base, and I like that.
Good to go.
The Blackjack is going to close in on the Locust over here. Halfway decent hit odds, and I think we're going to take those. Ooh, that's 2 hits. Very nice. I would like it if the UAC-5 would unjam. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be so inclined. Venator going to fire on the Blackjack. Okay. Whatever. Blackjack's probably going to die to a backstab from the Assassin, but it's okay. Hunter is also going to fire on the Blackjack. Again, Blackjack's probably going to die to the assassin. Oh, wait. It's facing this way. They are backstabbing it. Awkward. Very, very awkward. Okay, whatever.
Commander.
The Raven is going to continue to close in over here. And now that our hit odds are halfway decent again, we're going to go ahead and fire our final round of LRM-15s. And that's a narc. And that's a kill.
I hope we can salvage that.
Fantastic. So all that's left is the Vulcan and the Blackjack.
Long-range missiles are out.
Indeed. The Blackjack is almost certainly dead this round. The question is, can we kill the Vulcan before the Davian reinforcements show up? I don't know, but what I do know is that I'm going to jump the Panther like this, and we're going to pot shot the Blackjack. I doubt we'll hit it. We didn't, but it was worth a try. The Martin is also going to backstab him. Fantastic.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Now our Blackjack is going to continue to close in over here. This will get us into LOS. What are our hit odds looking like? Garbage. I'm actually going to brace there to drop recoil. And that also got our UAC...
My internals are taking a beating.
Did you have to do that? Rude.
Good to go.
Very rude. At least we didn't lose our SRM, I guess. This is rear arc, I believe. Yes, yes it is. Get in there, kill him. Okay, you could miss on a, like, 93% hit chance. That works. Regardless, that's an engine primitive crit.
Solid connection on that one.
So that's good. The J. Edgar is going to circle around to down here so that we're not using any positions that we might want a little bit later on. We're going to fire and hopefully deal with this guy. That would be ideal. No, he's not dead. Swiftwind, not going to do anything. We'll see what the Valkyrie decides to do. It hasn't really been doing much. Vulcan jumps. Valkyrie jumps. Fires on the Blackjack. Okay, a little bit of internal damage there.
Hey there.
The Harasser, I would love to get around... Ooh. These positions would work fine.
Double time.
Get over
Let's
there.
go.
Light up his rear arc. This is probably a kill. That's a lot of heat.
My flamer is empty.
Indeed. The Trebuchet is going to finally decide to cool. Fair enough. The Javelin is going to close in a little bit. I saw an unobstructed LOS, I thought. Yeah, that's backing off. I don't really like that. What are our hit odds if we use Artemis? 12.5 with standard, 20% with Artemis, not worth it. We're going to brace. Okay. I mean, this assassin definitely dies to the Hunchy. Okay. Well, they keep missing that. Blackjack fires on the Hetzer. After realizing that turning its back was a horrible mistake, it fails the shutdown override. And now our Hunchy can close in here. Unfortunately, this is front arc now. Regardless, we're going to go for head hits. That's a big armor destruction there. And a pilot ejection. Perfect.
Generating a lot of heat.
The Hunter is firing on the Vulcan, doing 3 damage. Hetzer is going to move over there as well. At long last, it's beginning to look like this mission may be over. This was a marathon mission. That is for sure. We're going to fire a Narc, and we didn't hit the Vulcan. Okay.
Damn it.
This is, of course, the final round, no matter what.
Commander.
The assassin is going to make its way over here, but it doesn't matter. It can't make it in time. Valkyrie is going to fire on the Vulcan and do almost nothing. So yeah, it looks like the Vulcan has decided to fall back, and like we won't be killing all of them. Unless we get super lucky with the blackjack shots here. But I'm pretty sure we didn't get the UAC-5 unjammed.
They will be done.
So that's unfortunate. I mean, if we hit with the PPC here, we could theoretically kill it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, probably not.
Oh, man.
Just, there's so many units that it takes so long to do a single turn.
Got it.
Okay, the Trebuchet is going to do nothing.
Standing by.
We're going to close in with our Javelin here,
On the move.
and we're going to launch our final round of Artemis 4 ammo.
Alpha strike.
We're going to get some damage onto the Vulcan.
I
Sure.
am out of LRMs.
Yellow Jacket isn't going to do anything there.
What can I do
And
for
our
ya?
Blackjack actually
On my way.
could theoretically kill the Vulcan here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, theoretically. But the odds are really low.
All weapons are go!
Didn't even hit a single one. Okay, GG. That's it.
I may need some more time in
The
simulator.
reinforcements are going to arrive. We did not manage to finish off that Vulcan, but that's okay. We managed to keep every building alive through some miracle, despite being up against 3 Comstar Lances. So that's a thing. I'm reasonably happy about that. Salvage is going to be a monster. But right now, I'm kind of regretting not splitting this into 2 episodes. That should really be the policy. That, when we see a situation like this, it should be split into 2 episodes. This is just too long. Regardless, the Vulcan will not die here. There's no way that it ever dies under these circumstances. Let's get out of here.
Mission successful.
Excellent. So that was wildly successful and wildly long. It's way, way past time to put a cut in here. So, after we get the salvage done, I'm going to be doing that. Okay, good payout. The assassin took a little damage, particularly with the friendly fire right at the end. There's a lot of good parts here that I wouldn't mind getting. Only the single hunchback part, but we'll grab that. And I suppose we could get ourselves a Wolverine. The hard points on that are really unfortunate, though. So I think I'm going to pass on the Wolverine unless we get it via the roulette. In ERPPC, though, that's definitely something that we're interested in. A taser rifle, 6.5-ton handheld. Has 10 shots. Okay, so that's essentially that Gauss rifle that we were seeing. Or mag shot or whatever it was. It was a taser rifle. Excellent. Heavy gyro. Sure. 2 double heat sinks. We'll take that. Okay. Like I figured, there's more here than we could possibly grab. We'll get rid of this light rifle for sure. Engine core 180 can get out of here. Regular heat sinks, no thanks. Regular jump jets, pass. SLDF sensors, we will keep. AMS ammo, we are keeping. Medium rifle ammo, we're getting rid of. And half tons of machine gun ammo, get out of here. And with that, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I think that Yang is going to charge us 18,000 at 4 days. That is my guess. What do you got for us, Yang? Well, Yang? Yeah, the war activities are going to happen. That's fine. 14K, 3 days. Close enough. And with that, I gotta put that cut in. I'll see you all next time.